With heavy hearts, we announce the death of our dearly beloved dad, granddad, uncle, and friend, Peter Edward, also known as Darius Dal Paposi or Jala of Malgratude Miko, who passed away at the St. Jude Hospital on Tuesday, November 8, 2022, at the age of 84. He was predeceased by his son, Arthur Charlery of Bishop's Gap Castries. Left to mourn his children, Nurse Diana Henry Ernest of Green Mountain Dennery, lecturer at the South Louis Community College, Trevor St. Clair, also known as Zaikal of Malgratude Miku, Honora Fanis Danraj, also known as Pinky, from Castries, now residing in Opicon. Grandchildren, Sherwayne Brathett of the UK and his wife Sabrina Brathett, Gifania Edmond of Cedar Heights, police officer attached to the Miku police station, Tressa Jean-Jules, teacher, residing at Lamar Library, Kashama Charlery Waldron, writer and paralegal student, residing in Quebec, Canada, Stacy Charlery John, machinist, mate second class petty officer, U.S. Navy, Kayla Karishma Henry from Green Mountain Dennery, teacher at the Miku Secondary School, Amesh Danraj from Castries, now residing in the U.S., A.J. McFarlane, attending the Payroll Combined School, residing in Opicon, Nathan Sinclair, Trevoli Sinclair, Trevlyn Sinclair, all of Malgratude Miku. Great-grandchildren, Ryan Siri Shea Gooden from Green Mountain Dennery, Hassani Wellington, Ace Waldron, Trevon Waldron, Amara Waldron, Alania Waldron, all of Quebec, Canada, Nolan Charlery John of the U.S., Raphael Brathett and Selena Brathett of the UK, children of his deceased sister Rodette Austin, Marie Peter and family residing in Bexon, Canada, Maureen Bissett and family residing in Chase Gardens, Lucilla Charles and family residing in Canaries, Castries, and the U.S., Madeleine Oscar, also known as Kate, and family residing in St. Croix and the U.S., Rosselle Charlery and family residing in St. Croix, Wilma Austin Pascal and family residing in the U.S. and St. Lucia, Sabina Austin, his favorite niece, and her family residing in Castries, Nella Austin and family residing in Plateau, Babonneau, and Castries, Anne Austin and family residing in Corinth, Christine Austin, also known as Publia, and her family residing in Passius, Monrepo, and Vifor, Gaspar Austin and family residing at Chase Gardens, England, and the U.S., children of his deceased brother Felton Edward, Maria Justin, also known as T-Gel, and her family of Malgratude Miku, who was also his caretaker, Elizabeth Hippolyte, also known as Emin, of Malgratude, residing in the UK, and her family of Malgratude Miku, Ogis Edward, also known as Nuppy of Malgratude, Syriac Edward, also known as Fell, and family of Passius Monrepo, Francis Edward, also known as Fano, of Malgratude, Joseph Edward, also known as Azef, and family of Malgratude, Alexis Edward, also known as Apalu, of Malgratude, sons-in-law. Louis Ernest of Green Mountain, Dennery, Senior Water Quality Officer at the Water and Sewage Company, Wasco. Jean-Luc Boulogne of Opicon, residing in Martinique. Daughter-in-law. Sandy from Malgratude. Close friends. Richard Justin, also known as T. Arthur. Michael Charlery, also known as Shellos. Heather Joseph, also known as Messis, all of Malgratude. Lindsay William of Martinique. Mariana Seeley, also known as Orlina of Malgratude. Martina Hippolyte of Malgratude. Placid Charlemagne, also known as Carlos. Frank Doleon, also known as Chus. Francis Joseph, also known as Rofa, all of Malgratude. Rose and George of Dennery. Also left to mourn. The Charlery families of Lapointe, Monrepo, Parcias, Malgratude, and Mico. The Pelleus family of Lapointe, Monrepo. The Descartes families of Lapointe, Monrepo, and St. Croix. The Varson families of Lapointe, Monrepo, the U.S., and the U.K. The Gastor families of Monrepo, the U.S., and the U.K. Clarissa Marriott and family of New Village, Mico. Catherine Augustine, also known as Carsoon, and family of Jean-Baptiste Hill, Mico. The Edward families of Malgratude and Choiseul. The Theophilus family of Choiseul. The Serrier families of Lapointe and Parcias. The Peter family of Poilin. The Monero family of Monrepo and Mico. Family of deceased nephew, Joseph Edward, residing in Chase Gardens, Castries. The entire community of Malgratude. The funeral service for the late Peter Edward, better known as Darius, Dal, Paposi, or Jala, will be held at St. Anne's Roman Catholic Church, Monrepo, on Saturday, December 10, 2022, at 2:30 p.m., and the body will be interred at the Derisseau Cemetery. His body now lies at Rambali Funeral Parlor, Latony, V4.